He can only cultivate some of the moves of the Great Mixed Yuan hand. After all, this is a Grandmaster level exercise, and its power is much stronger than the simplified Gui Yuan palm. 3 months later, a big thing happened in the Mixed Yuan sect. The head He Songnian went out for several months and returned seriously injured. A secret room in the Mixed Yuan sect. He Songnian, who looked extremely weak, and the 5 Mixed Yuan sect elders appeared here. Seeing the situation of the head He Songnian, the 5 Mixed Yuan sect elders all showed worry on their faces. He Songnian was a 6th grade Grandmaster Master, but at this time, his body exuded a dull dead aura, his face was extremely pale, bloodless, obviously he was extremely seriously injured. And it was difficult to suppress with his strength. Chief, what happened? Who can hurt you like this? The highest-ranking Chewing elder looked at He Songnian and asked. He is well aware of He Songnian's strength, both internal and external cultivation. The 2 Grandmaster-level exercises of Mixed Yuan Gong and Great Mixed Yuan Hand are both great. And they are extremely strong in the 6th grade Grandmaster. Even if they face the 5-rank Grandmaster, even if they are not defeated, they can escape. And they will not be seriously injured here. Oh, blame me for being a little greedy, and look what it is. He Songnian sighed weakly in his voice and took out a broken golden scroll from his arms. This golden scroll was woven from a material that was invincible to fire and water, and at this time the golden scroll in He Songnian's hand had been divided into several parts by great power. Several Mixed Yuan sect elders looked at the broken golden scroll one after another, and there were some small words densely engraved on it. One of the middle-aged elders couldn't help but exclaim, "This is the Tai Void True Scripture. It's too illusory." The eyes of the other elders showed shock. In an instant, they vaguely guessed the reason why the head He Songnian was seriously injured here. It turns out that you are also secretly involved in the competition for the Tai Void True Scripture. The white-haired Chewing Gong elder explained. It's a pity that I paid the price of being seriously injured and dying, and I only captured a quarter of the Tai Void True Scripture. He Songnian shook his head slightly. About the Tai Void True Sutra. Not so long ago there were rumors. This is the Taifuman Town sect exercise, which was destroyed 100 years ago. And it is a technique that can gradually cultivate to great achievements and can achieve the Great Master of the 5 ranks, with a maximum of 4 grades. It is much more precious than ordinary Grandmaster level exercises. A few months ago, it was rumored that the remains of the Tai Void Gate were found in the Hanging Mountain, and the Tai Void True Scripture appeared. For this reason, many masters who wanted to compete for this powerful technique went one after another. Among them, there are many 6th grade Grandmaster level powerhouses. The exercises are powerful from person to person. A person with extreme talent, who cultivates ordinary Grandmaster level exercises, may also become a strong Grandmaster. The Mixed Yuan ancestor of the founding sect of the Mixed Yuan sect was a Grandmaster level master who cultivated the 2 Grandmaster level exercises of the Mixed Yuan Gong and the Great Mixed Yuan Hand. It's just that such cases are rare and extremely difficult. The future leaders of the Mixed Yuan sect were only stopping at the 6th rank Grandmaster. And to cultivate such a top-level Grandmaster level technique as the Tai Void True Sutra, it is relatively easy to break through to the 5th grade Grandmaster. And you only need to gradually cultivate to the highest level. Hundreds of years ago, the ancestor of the Tai Void sect even became a 4th grade powerhouse with the Tai Void True Scripture, and he was shocked. He Songnian, the head of the Mixed Yuan sect, has broken through to the 6th grade Grandmaster for more than 10 years, and he is bent on going to the next level. Reaching the level of the 5-rank Grandmaster, and leading the Mixed Yuan sect to carry forward. However, if there were no other opportunities, the probability of him successfully breaking through to the 5th-rank Grandmaster was very small. For this reason, this time he learned that the top Grandmaster level exercises were too illusory and true scriptures appeared, so he went to compete. I hope to be able to get this powerful technique and get a glimpse of the opportunity to break through to the Great Master of the 5 ranks. It's just that I didn't expect that there were too many masters who went to compete for the Tai Void True Scripture this time, and among them, there were also 5th-grade Grandmasters. He Songnian desperately got only a quarter of the fragments. He was severely injured by several 6th-rank Grandmasters in successive battles, and suffered injuries that were difficult to heal. Chapter 4 Sect Crisis How can this be good? Knowing the injury of the head He Songnian, it was more serious than expected. It is very likely that it will not last long and will fall. The 5 elders of the Mixed Yuan sect couldn't help but get a little flustered. Without He Songnian, the 6th-grade Grandmaster, the strength of the sect would inevitably drop greatly, and the impact on the entire Mixed Yuan sect would be unimaginable. The Mixed Yuan sect has been able to pass it down for hundreds of years because it has always had a strong Grandmaster sitting there. A sect that does not have a Grandmaster sitting in the town will inevitably face the eyes of other sects around it, which is the most critical moment. The resources occupied and possessed by sects will be coveted and plundered by other sects. Although the 5 elders are all 7th-rank Supreme Masters, they may be able to protect themselves in the face of the 6th-rank Grandmaster powerhouse. However, if you want to deter other sects, it is difficult to do so. The condition for the major sects to be at peace with each other and coexist on an equal footing is that they all have strong Grandmasters to sit in. When a sect loses the deterrent of a strong Grandmaster, it is the beginning of decline. For the Mixed Yuan sect, at the price of the fall of the head He Songnian, in exchange for a quarter of the true scripture, it was not worth it. The news of my serious injury should be kept as secret as possible, and the other 3 major factions in Qingyun Prefecture should not be known. Without doing anything, I can hold out for a while, after which I will be closed to death, and I will not be disturbed when non-sectarians live and die. Now, I only hope that my mixed Yuan sect can appear a figure who can turn the tide, a genius martial artist who is expected to be a grandmaster. He Songnian looked at the 5 elders and said solemnly, "Shut down, then wait for the same living dead." Several elders understood that He Songnian wanted to hang his breath through this method and extend the deterrent power of he, a grandmaster powerhouse, against other sects. As long as this grandmaster did not truly fall, the other forces would not dare to deal with the mixed Yuan sect with all their strength. "Chief, you want to close the door, then who should inherit this position?" An elder suddenly asked. The head He Songnian is in the prime of life and has not yet chosen an heir. Now that there is a sudden change, He Songnian is seriously injured and dying, and he must choose a new leader as soon as possible. The country cannot be without masters for a day, and the sect cannot be without a leader for a day, otherwise the entire sect will fall apart. Except for the white-haired chewing gong elder who was the tallest and the oldest, the other 4 elders all faintly coveted this position. The position of leader, usually speaking, requires strength to be able to serve the public. Originally, if He Song began to train a younger generation of disciples to become heirs, 10 years later, when he could reach the top of the 7th rank, it would be impossible for several elders to have a chance. And now, He Songnian was seriously injured and dying, and he no longer had this time to cultivate. And now the strongest of the disciples of the mixed Yuan sect are some 8th rank disciples, including deacon disciples. Such a strength is still too weak to become the head of the mixed Yuan sect to control the overall situation. This gave several elders a glimmer of opportunity. The mixed Yuan sect without a strong grandmaster will inevitably be in danger, but that is also a matter of the future, right now. If he can become the head of the mixed Yuan sect and control the entire mixed Yuan sect, how can several elders not be moved? He Songnian knew what the 4 elders thought. However, as the head of the mixed Yuan sect, he had his own decisions. Pass on my order. 3 days later, all the inner disciples in the sect who have broken through to the 9th rank under the age of 20, including, will have a big competition. The strongest person became a true disciple of the mixed Yuan sect as the next heir to the head of the sect. Next, I will do my best to cultivate and help it improve its strength in a short time with countless precious resources. He Songnian's tone was full of majesty, and he said 9 words. Except for the white-haired chewing gong elder, the faces of the remaining 4 elders couldn't help but change. This shattered their idea of becoming the next leader. He Songnian didn't consider them at all, and directly excluded several people. Head, my mixed Yuan sect currently has 11 people under the age of 20 who have broken through the 4th layer of the mixed Yuan gong to become inner disciples. And now they are all only 9th grade martial artists. In this case, even if a lot of resources are spent to cultivate vigorously, in a short period of time, at most, it can only reach the strength of the 8th rank, so the strength becomes the leader. How to lead my mixed Yuan sect disciples to resist foreign enemies, it is difficult to convince the public. Quote. Several elders hurriedly persuaded, although the mixed Yuan sect now has more than 20 inner disciples. However, most of them were 20 to 25 years old before they cultivated to the 4th level of the mixed Yuan gong to become 9th grade martial artists. And their qualifications were middle and upper. He Songnian was limited to 20 years old, and this move was obviously to choose the heir to the head from some highly qualified genius disciples. Only such a figure has the slightest possibility of becoming a grandmaster in the future. Those who are too old are directly excluded. It is difficult for a young disciple to become the leader of the sect. It is precisely the support of you and other elders that are needed, and with your support. Who dares to disobey? He Songnian snorted coldly. You should understand what I mean. I'm thinking about the future of the entire mixed Yuan sect. My mixed Yuan sect needs another grandmaster to sit in as soon as possible, and if you wait for a few people to exhaust their potential, the chance of breaking through to become a grandmaster is minimal. It was necessary to select from the genius disciples of the younger generation, gather the resources of the entire sect, and help them reach the strength of the 6th grade grandmaster at the fastest speed. Quote. He Songnian's voice was not loud, but it carried undoubted coercion. Honor the master's order. In the face of the powerful He Songnian, several elders did not dare to say anything. I hope that among this group of inner disciples, there will be a genius who can turn the tide, otherwise my mixed Yuan sect will be in danger. The 4 elders left, and He Songnian left only the oldest chewing gong elder. First chapter previous chapter 4 439 next chapter epilogue table of contents.